Hey, welcome everybody. Monday night, 7 o'clock. We are live on another Twisted Cat Outdoors podcast on Facebook and YouTube. Still wearing this mustache for everyone to enjoy. But I actually have some meetings this week, so I'm going to trim it down a little bit. Hopefully Brian's not watching this, but I'll talk to him about it. But got a really fun guest. I've been friends with him for a long time. Him and his dad have been fishing Twisted Cat for a lot of years. So really excited to have him on tonight. If you're jumping on, everything sounds good. Shoot us a thumbs up in the chats. And you got any questions tonight about anything coming up, any past events, things we got coming up in 24, definitely ask and we'll get those covered. And again, we're just a few short weeks away from 2024 Twisted Cat Outdoors, even though the first tournament's actually going to be in 2023, but it's going to be a big year, so we're excited. I'll play a quick video from our presenting sponsor, Sea Arc Boats, and then we'll bring Mr. Rusty Morefield in.
The Dynasty 2.0 was designed for the serious trophy cat angler and is most often used for tournament fishing. A major key to having a true catfishing boat is its ability to keep the large fish alive so that they can be released back into the water just as healthy as when they were caught. The 2.0's unique design includes a 115-gallon live well that is equipped with an 800 and 1,600-gallon-per-hour fresh water pump. This keeps the contaminated water filtered out and the fresh water coming in. The enormous live well gives plenty of room so that the fish don't get beat around on long boat rides. The Euro-style transom allows for easy access in and out of the boat and is tall enough to deflect large waves that can sometimes arise without much notice. This transom is constructed from 3/16-inch aluminum for added strength. The easy-access 3-door battery compartment has plenty of room for batteries, battery chargers, power pole pumps, and additional storage. Rod storage is not a problem. The center rod box is 8 feet long and can hold over 15 rods and reels. The self-bailing bow deck sheds water out of the boat instead of back in the boat when throwing a casting net. The casting area is constructed from tread plate to help eliminate slippage. The bow is also taller than the previous model to combat rough water rides. All of this in combination with the proven 15-degree V-hull and added reverse chine for more lift. Heavy-duty 125-gauge construction, Seatco air ride captain and passenger seats, and a durable walk-through windshield makes this boat the most popular in catfishing.
All righty. So again, everybody, welcome. We got a few people jumped on YouTube and on Facebook, and got a lot of things to talk about tonight. Let's go ahead and bring our special guest, Rusty Morefield, in. All right. How we doing, Rusty?
Come on,
Alex. Oh, man. I'm excited to have you on the show. I feel like I ain't seen you in a couple days. It actually has been just a couple days.
Yeah, it's been a couple days.
So you want to tell everybody real quick? Well, I don't have a 20, but you lost one of those $20 bill bets with me again.
Yeah. So I need to meet up with you. I owe you a steak dinner now and a $20 bill sign.
Hey, when are you going to learn, man? When are you going to learn?
Oh, I'm just racking it up. It's called hustling. I'm playing chess. You're playing checkers.
Oh, I love it, man. So for those that you don't know, Rusty, why don't you give them a little kind of background on yourself and kind of tell them how you got started and how you're here now fishing, and you got your own YouTube channel, and give us a little bit of background on yourself.
Well, I got started whenever I was a little kid. I grew up on the Spoon River, Lemoyne River, a bunch of small rivers up north, and basically just walking around with that shoeless kid forever, and then went to the Marine Corps. Wasn't able to do a whole lot of fishing. Then finally got to retire, and I met a guy named Jason Mercer who took me to a Twisted Cat Outdoors tournament. And that was March 3rd, I want to say, 2018. and or 17 or 18, something like that. And ever since, I've been hooked. So I mean, it just got my dad into it after that, and then I talked him into spending a bunch of money on silly things that we needed, like you know, bumping rods and trolling motors and sonars, and come to find out a flat bottom boat didn't really work very well in rough water, so went out and finally bought me a Dynasty 2.0, and now I'm ready to get serious about having fun.
Yeah, man. So what you've been buying a lot of boats over the years. I've always said that you have more boats than anybody else I know. How many do you still own now?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 right now. Picking up a bait boat in the spring. So it'll be 6, I think.
Wow.
But
I'm
getting rid of a couple though.
Well, now you got a Dynasty, man.
Yes.
Yes, I do. And you're getting it decked out too.
Yes, I am. That's why I've got to sell a couple boats.
Yeah. So I'm kind of going back, just looking at a few tournaments that you guys had fished over the years. What's one of your favorite events, would you say, town-wise and stuff, that you guys go to? I know your dad has a few of his favorites.
I say Jeffersonville, we had a lot of fun out there.
I guess you have fun though at all the tournaments.
Yeah, it's hard to choose one because you get me, Dad, and Paul on a boat, and it's hard not to have fun. So I think we've had more skunked outings that we've come back having more fun than people that won the tournament.
Oh, 100%.
So
there's one that's from 2020 at New Madrid right there.
We've
yeah, you've been catching a fish. Yeah, you've been doing good. You made it to I don't know, like I said, you've been doing this for several years. It's been fun having you guys. Usually I can't share any of the videos from the stuff that you guys have been doing out there on the water. Sometimes I don't know how much fishing you get done. You're just doing funny videos. But hey, the number one thing, just like Donald Moore said, it's all about having fun, and especially being able to do that, fishing a tournament with your dad or your son. You know, that's what's really awesome. So, you know, I've only got to fish one small tournament with Rhett. Got to fish a few with Liz. Maybe had to get my dad out sometime. Haven't done that yet, but that's got to be awesome to be able to fish with your dad.
By the looks of it, wasn't Liz fishing with you? She was the one doing all the work, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
She just turned it up. I saw that. There's video proof on that one.
There is video proof on that for sure. Let's see.
So
what's your plans for 2024?
2024 will be the first year we get to fish the Sea Arc Invitational. I've been looking forward to fishing that one. I've never been down to Wheeler. We're also going to try our hands at the crappie tournament the Sea Arc's putting on in May. So that's 2 months that we're going to spend fishing in. Well, Truman Lake's a great fishery to begin with. So I'm looking forward to going out there fish for crappie. Alabama, it's been I wouldn't say necessarily a bucket list. It's more about the tournament than for me, because there's a lot of people down there I'd like to go say hi and spend time with. And so it's we're going to fish a couple of those. We're actually going to be able to fish more tournaments for Twisted Cat this year. This past year, Dad had a surgery. My wife had a surgery. We had a lot of things going on. I was taking care of people. We missed out on some. We started fishing a couple that Dad wasn't able to make it through, pulled out early. We didn't make it in the points this year, but I wasn't really worried about it. So next year,
I think you're geared up for this year.
Oh yeah,
I was talking to Donald Moore and Nate Moore a little bit this past weekend, and they're kind of excited. They're already kind of going back and forth on how their 2024 season is going to go, because I think it's going to be a little tougher for some to get to get in. You know, we have a few more events. I'm working hard on the championship. I'll say at least it's going to be in the state of Missouri. But hopefully have that lined out. I'm leaving tomorrow afternoon to go to a meeting about that. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a big year, the most tournaments I've probably ever had, but it's kind of spreading them out and getting a few more, for people to be able to, get at least 4 tournaments in or 4 good finishes. Or in Donald Moore's case, they'll probably have to fish at least 10 of them to qualify. But
zingers, they never end.
But what's in talking about Donald Moore, because his net skills are about a 5 out of 10, and I thought his cousin, I'm going to give his cousin 7 out of 10, but his cousin was willing to at least straddle the engine, so he almost fell out of the boat netting a fish. First time I've ever had somebody climb on the engine to net a fish. So yes, right, Donald, I did say Nate's got he's about a 7.2 out of 10, and you're about a 5. I'm just gonna say flat 5 on Netman.
Oh,
hey, Netman is an important job.
I came close to losing the first fish netting this year. I didn't lose it, but I came close, and that was the closest I've been to losing a fish netting. So I got close this year, but I still haven't lost one yet.
So how did this weekend go?
It was different. We took a huge risk. We ran down to Rush Island, went down to check out home waters because St. Jan area, Crystal City, I fished them areas quite a bit in the wintertime. Turns out low water when they're dredging. You might want to go check the river before you head down there for a tournament because it didn't turn out so hot. We caught a few fish, ended up not catching the weight that we wanted, so we turned them back. But the areas that I was looking for they were just full. I mean, there was wing dikes where I've doubled up on big fish, and they were literally full, had no water in them. So I wasn't expecting that, and kind of threw me off. So we put some miles in, ran about 60 miles, and up and down, checked a bunch of different places, tried to get away from some of the sediment. It just it was different. I hadn't been down there all winter yet, so we took a risk. It happens.
But that's usually a good area for you in the winter.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we usually put some good fish in the boat. It's just I need to get back down there soon so I can figure out how to fish it with all the sediment behind the dikes because it's going to fish different in some of the areas that I'm familiar with. So I'd like to get down there to see where the fish move to, how it'd be a good case study basically to see what it does to the fish whenever they start dredging and pushing all that sediment and stuff back in behind the dikes. So
yeah, that's one thing I noticed this weekend. We didn't get to pre-fish, but we went out and put it in at St. Charles, which that ramp was not very good, but we made
no.
I'll tell you this: when we got Nate's Easy Cat out of the ramp, me, Nate, and Tom had to all 3 rock that boat to get it back on the trailer good because we had like minutes to spare to make it back. Because I had 2 goals this weekend. Number 1, to get Tom on a good fish, which 26 pounds is a good, respectable fish. We were in some currents that he worked. I mean, he was breathing. He's probably still breathing heavy, and number 2, to beat you and get that signed $20 bill. So I accomplished both of those goals this weekend.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I didn't beat Nathan. I tried beating Eilers, but that didn't happen. He just beat me by a few ounces, I think. Somebody said, yeah, just north of Crystal City area was still pretty deep during the Classic, but it's crazy how dredging changes that river.
Yeah, they're currently dredging in multiple areas. They've got multiple dredgers out there right now. So, but it's, and it's a good thing because when you run into obstacles like that, we were still able to put fish in the boat. We just couldn't get the right fish to go. But we were able to adapt, still catch fish. Landon, we took him out there. We had a ringer with us, and Landon caught all 3 fish. And boy, he was pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Kind of spoiled him though. Fishing out of a dynasty, it spoiled him.
Now, didn't you were yelling at him one point when I had called? What was that about?
Oh, I don't remember what I was yelling at him that time. I don't know. This kid's all over the place. He's a greenhorn. I know he captained, or he first made it on a couple boats. Dennis Mayo has to put up with him quite a bit, but no, he I don't even remember now. But I gave him crap. Basically, if you get on my boat, expect to have a little bit of fun, a lot of trash talk. I'm a retired Marine, so the conversations can't be recorded and put anywhere. So this is one of the things. You come on my boat, it's open game for pretty much anything.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have fun. That's the goal.
Man, that's what it's all about. What was it would be fun to see the impact of dredging in the summertime when water level rises and bumping starts. Yeah. Yeah. It's always, being able to change, when conditions change, from water coming up or down, or, that river just changes all the time. You never know what it's going to be like the next time you go out.
Yeah, I can't wait till it comes up enough.
Yeah, and they fixed so many dikes on the river too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, both rivers, Missouri, they're working on dikes too.
What is he saying? You were yelling at me, hitting the cow with the spindle.
Yes. So this kid, basically, you can't have nice things. All right. Oh, we got this brand new Dynasty 2.0 with no scratches on it. We got this nice Yamaha 300. It's all pretty. I just cleaned it. And here you go with Landon Huggins bouncing weights off your brand new cow. You can't take this kid anywhere. Oh, I gave him all kinds of crap about that. He only hit it twice, 3 times. I don't know, 5 or 6 times, whatever.
Yeah, well, Nate Moore was literally climbing on the edge of the net of fish. So what would you say you would have had for weight if you would have weighed?
Probably just under what you had for that big fish. Low 20s, maybe. Nothing impressive. We had some good eaters. Would have been good to take them home. But we did leave fish to go find fish. We'd catch 1 or 2 small ones, and then we went and searched for bigger fish because we knew we was competing with the Missouri River. So we were looking for the usual winter fish for the Mississippi River, which is some 40, 50, 60-pound fish. For the most part, when you go out on the Mississippi River in the wintertime, you hit the right wing dike, so you can catch a 40 or 50 and then turn around and hit another one, catch a 60 or 70, and you're good. Like I said, I need to figure out how to fish it with it. There's no more flats in the middle you could fish. It's all covered up, sandbars over the wing dikes. There's a lot of things that change, so I need to get back down there soon so I can check it out and learn how to fish it. So
yeah, that's what Jason Jackson always used to tell me: don't leave fish to find fish.
Yeah, we did that. We were getting all 6 rods. We're getting just constant, and instead of downsizing, catching a few of them, going through, we moved. We shouldn't have moved.
Yeah,
it happens.
Well, it's hard to make, and I think that cold front coming in, we marked a lot of fish, and we were finding them in the current, which is kind of odd that time of year. But I was cutting some small baits, and we were getting a lot of bites. They just were not hooking up.
Yeah, we were definitely getting the bites. Like I said, we had all 6 rods going, and we just, I don't know. I made the call. I think we all kind of together made the call to leave them and then come back if needed. And we ended up leaving those, found other places with small fish, and we were looking for something that we weren't seeing. We were just looking for those big fish.
So was Trey any help, or was he just kind of more in the way?
So, you ever had that blister show up after all the work's done?
Yep.
Yeah, that
Hopefully he
was.
lost. Oh, no. Here we go, he said.
No. Trey actually was doing more than he should have. He's ready to go get another surgery, so we're trying to keep him sitting in one of them comfortable cushion air ride type seats. But he kept jumping up. I tell you what, he was like a little kid up there. You see that rod twitch a little bit, and he was on the back of that boat. Just don't tell Tammy he was jumping around like that. He tried dancing a few times too. We had to make him sit down. It was terrible.
That's funny. Well, let's see. Kevin says, question in your opinion. He's asking, what's the best way to burp a fish? Burp stick or rock the belly back and forth on your knee? I've not tried the rock the belly back and forth on your knee before, but for me personally, we use just a small little PVC pipe with holes in it, and just once they're laying on their belly on the floor, we'll just slowly go in, and then right at that spot, they'll burp, and it'll just be nasty all over your boat. I don't know, Rusty, if you had to burp fish, what do you do?
Yeah. So we messed up, and we were fishing deep water. I don't remember somewhere south where the wing dike tips or something like that, 65 foot and deeper. We had some smaller fish that we were trying to burp. We had a couple bigger ones. We didn't have the burp stick with us. We went out and bought PVC pipes after that, but we did the where you just rock them on your leg, you roll them back and forth, slide them sideways. You just kind of basically just working their stomach. We had to do that on a handful of fish, and then we figured out the speed to bring them up without, causing them to do that. But I do
hopefully that answers your question.
Absolutely. The burp stick works better, 100%.
Yeah, next Monday I'll bring my burp stick up to my office and kind of show you how it was made, and just so you have an idea. Rusty had to dance in the front of the boat with a bucket. What's that about?
I keep 2 buckets on my boat at all times. I've been known to have pictures of me walking with a bucket and my baby wipes down a wing dike tip.
Yeah.
I just go. It's my thinking chair that I use on the front of the boat.
Old Crow just wants to look at that sexy snag stick. So if you see back here, I've got a giant snag stick that Doug Vaughn made. I'm actually pulling up one of his messages, but he's been kind of slacking on making those snag sticks, but he's kind of back in action. And he made a bunch of different color ones. I'll kind of show you real quick. Everybody's been kind of asking about them. Do you have a snag stick, Rusty, or do you never get snagged up? Or
I have 4 of them. I have 2 of them for Dad's boat. Yeah, 2 for Dad's boat and 2 for my boat.
Oh, wow.
Keep one on each side of the boat. Absolutely. I wouldn't go out without them if I was bumping, even when you're not bumping. They're absolutely good to have on a boat.
Yeah, so these have been out for 4 years, and he's changed a few things on his new ones. He's got some new colors and stuff. They float. But what's also kind of cool about it, so he's got a ton of different colors. I got a new camera, so how's that looking? Hopefully this camera shows a little better than my last one. But so a couple cool things. You can have like a detent pin. So if you have this mounted on your boat, you can store them easy. Pull it out. But how they work, I do have line actually. I got some reels. I was going to talk about reels and kind of see what you use, but I'll just show real quick. Especially when you're bumping. So if you get snagged up, So your line's down in the water. You take your snag stick, and you've got grooves that you can go down. If I can show, so see how that line falls in those grooves, and then when you get towards the end, it kind of comes out just like that, and then you just pull. So before the snag stick, like on my Takotas, I don't know what you did, Rusty, but I would wrap my line around it and then pull it. And you know what I always said is like, that's going to catch up someday. And I'm going to be one of those stories where another one got away and it was a giant. Let me ask you a quick question. Every fish that you lose or don't catch or breaks you off, is it a giant?
I wouldn't say every.
I think from here on out, if I lose a fish, I'm going to say that it was a just giant.
Yeah,
it just sounds better. Does it not sound better?
Yeah, definitely sounds better.
I've
got some stories though. Bumping, going along, and all of a sudden the line starts headed towards the channel, and you try to stop it, and it just breaks that line off. It's definitely a giant. It wasn't a rock that rolled over. It wasn't a turtle or anything. It was definitely a giant.
Yeah, I'm going it. But yeah, so here are these. We're gonna give one of these. Maybe let's give. I haven't even asked Doug, but we're gonna give a couple away tonight that Doug will ship you. I just got to figure out how we're gonna give them away. Maybe Rusty can ask a question, and whoever answers it. So Rusty, think of a question that you can ask, and then whoever answers it in the comments first can win a snag stick. So you think of it. In the meantime, I'm going to ask a couple or questions. Which Alex, now you try and take the best mustache award? No, I'm not. This mustache was lost on a bet. So, think of a good question. So my question is, what reels is everybody using for anchoring? What reel are you using for bumping? And what reel are you using for dragging? I'll ask you in a second, Rusty. But for me, right now, my go-to anchor rod is a Shimano, old style Shimano Takota 600. And then I use the line counter for dragging. And then the Akuma Komodo 460 for bumping. So these are kind of my three go-to reels, and I actually did buy some older Calcutta 400Bs that I'll use for anchoring too, and these are actually sweet reels. So what's everybody? I guess go ahead, Rusty. What's your go-to anchor reel?
I prefer cheap yet quality. I like the Penn Squall 20LW. I do have the Penn Squall 2s. I'm not a big fan of the line counters so much, but I do like the regular Penn Squall 20 LWs. Size, the drag's consistent. I've got a couple that make a little bit of noise, but I've got one that sat in the river for a week till I found it. And that's my oldest one, and it still works just fine. Can't say it's the best because it's subjective. There's nothing that's the best. It's just what's best for you. And for me, it works definitely for anchor. Bumping, I like the Okuma cold waters. I haven't got to use a whole lot of others. I do prefer the level wind to move when the line goes out.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest things. Now, I know there's a couple brands when you're letting line out bumping, they don't move. Still, the level wind doesn't move; it stays still. And when it does, to me, that braid rubs against that, and it actually causes excess vibration. So for sensitivity is lost a little bit with the extra vibration whenever that level wind doesn't move back and forth when the line's going out. So I prefer one that moves. So Akumas do, like the Komodos and stuff like that. So now there's a lot of ones that are good, but
I mean, this reel is just so smooth. It's inexpensive. I think you can get it for like $190 if you find them on sale on Amazon. And then I've got some Abu stuff that I use, but I don't know. I've just had a lot of issues personally with Abu on screws missing and issues like that. But this is kind of like a cool, it was like a special edition they came out with. But I don't know. I've always been a Dakota fan. I wish I didn't sell all my old ones. So I only have a few of these. I'm actually going to send them back. I got a couple I got to send in to River Rat Reel Repair. But yeah, so I just kind of seeing, what about line? So are you using like 200-pound test line, or what's your line, your go-to line?
Believe it or not, it's Hercules 80-pound 8-strand braid off of Amazon. It's like $42, $44 for 1,000 meters. And I've pulled trees up the Mississippi River anchored with that line.
Can I ask you why you're pulling trees up the river?
Because I'm not very bright and I fish when trees are coming down. If you happen to get hung on one, you end up pulling it back up.
So you're using 80-pound braid, and then what's your leader?
Andy's Monster or Premium, either one.
See, I use Andy's Monster 80, and I've always had good success with it. I know there's some other. I think Brian. I got to use Brian's. He's got some stuff that he came out with, some mono. But here, Les says Dakota for anchoring and dragging, and PC Fun for bumping. So talking about I'm going to pronounce it wrong. I think it's PC Fun.
I think pronounce it. It's PC Fun, I guess.
So I announced it wrong. So I'm just going to say PC Fun. Les Thompson, I'd like to see you pronounce it too. But anyways, I was out with Dominic Pellegrino and Lance Ludke in Oklahoma, and they were using those PC Fun reels. And dude, I don't know how much. I mean, I'm talking like, I don't even know if it was a $50, $60 reel, and it blew my mind how good it was. Like casting it, just like, I mean, this is kind of like this was sent in to get worked on with new bearings and all that. This is a Calcutta 400B Shimano, and I can launch with this thing. And it was similar to this reel. This is probably a $300 reel here. I was shocked by it. So Adam Hart says the reels are good for the money, and he's right. So I'm going to look into getting some of those just for some backups.
I've heard a lot of good things about them. The one thing that I probably wouldn't like about the bump and rod I would like to see is that level wind to move while the line's going out. That's one of the real brands that does that.
I don't think I've bumped with when that like that, with the reel like that.
Yeah.
You know, so for those of you that are don't know what he's talking about, so when you're bumping and you're engaged and you're letting line out, what he's saying is, if you notice when line's going out, your level wind is moving. So it
moves with the line. It
moves with the line.
Produces less vibrations whenever it moves with the line. Now, if it's sitting still and your line, especially braid is not smooth. So when it's going over it, you can actually feel the vibrations, especially with these like the Rip and Lips bumping rods, the Shattercast, those really, really, really sensitive bumping rods like those. You feel every bit of that vibration off that level line. So I prefer the ones that move.
$60. You can buy 3 of them for the price of a 6,500 Abu, and they're much smoother. No, I agree 100%. But again, it's what you're used to. It's what you like. And that's what matters, because you got to be confident, or else you're going to be one of those stories that we always hear. I lost another one. It spit the hook. It broke the hook. And that happens. Were the farthest casting reels ever where they changed them and went out to the red ones? The old blue Alpha Mars 16s. Doug's getting deep into history. I don't even know what those are, Doug. And Doug, by the way, I think that you told me we're going to do 2 giveaways. Rusty's going to ask a question. He's still thinking hard. And then Doug will ship 1 each. So I think we're going to do 2 giveaways. And were you in, Doug, on what we talked about on how these work, if you saw that? But these are great, especially if you're bumping in the heat of the moment when you got to break off and you get hung up. that can be rough when you're hanging up, especially, if you want to fish that snag where those fish are at, you're gonna get hung up.
I think it wouldn't hurt to have a couple videos of people getting hung up using those. I think that when I started using them, I was getting hung up on trying to get it as tight as I could, wind it, and then pull it, as opposed to just getting it on there and then letting the boat catch up to the line and pop it. Which, I mean, there's different ways to do it depending on how hard you're snagged, but there's definitely ways to make it easier and not stress.
Yeah, we're gonna do a video on it. This is actually purple. Looks pink on this. Does it look pink on your screen?
It does, but it's purple.
Purple. Maybe it's my camera, but 2 quick wraps is all you need, he said. And then Les says, pronounced PC fun. But I still want to hear you say it, Les, out loud. But Doug said, yes, he'll ship custom colors to the winners. So,
I need a question.
Rusty, you can't win. It's your own question. Have you got a question yet? I think Doug should just give me one because of the slow neggy shipping. Hey, come on, dude. Randy. These guys are tough on me.
Dang. Ooh.
These guys
shots
are
fired
on me. Maybe like, what's your PB? Whoever gets to that quickest, or think of something good. Do you have a pen on you too, where you can write it down and then hold it up?
Yeah, I can come out with something.
So think of a good question. And any questions while you're watching anything you have on reels, rods, anything catfishing at all, now's the time to ask.
I guess using there we go. Here, I'll use the Sharpie. Be easier to see. Right. So I guess we could do PB blue and PB flathead, one each, or is you trying to do one question?
Yeah, that sounds good. So, all
right.
Yeah, 2 questions. Let's start with do the first one.
Okay.
So whoever answers it first and you call it out wins. Ready? Everybody ready in chat?
And this is for Blue Cat. What is
Sam's
my
so
PB
quick,
Blue
he already
Cat?
put the number down.
PB Blue Cat.
So PB Blue Cat.
It's just Blue Cat, guys.
Just Blue Cat on this one. It's going to get you a custom color snag stick. The OG, the original. Sam's on 72. He's got 3 of them in there. Cindy 89.
So well, it's all over the place.
Anybody close?
Some of y'all got way too much faith in me.
Can I guess?
Sure.
24 pounds.
We talking about yours or mine?
Yeah.
Oh man. Some of y'all got a lot of faith in me.
Somebody getting close.
There was one person that was really, really close, like within a pound. Well, it's interesting because there's been 2 people within 1 pound that I've seen.
90. Man, Les has got some faith, and he says 92.
I know. Shoot, he's got more faith in me than I do.
Yeah.
Where are we at?
I don't know who Facebook user is, though. That's funny.
So you have to go back to the Facebook to actually see it. I've got them both open. Man, so close, so close, so close.
Salazar 82.5. You just got to. You don't have to be decimals. It's just.
So there was one person that had it, but it had a decimal on it.
All right, don't do decimals. So if that tells you, that's got to get somebody.
Don't do decimals because I didn't do decimals. I have no idea what there you go. Caleb.
Yeah, he rounded up.
Caleb has it. 75
Caleb
pounds.
Deere, 75.
Man, Adam was all over it. He was all over it.
Adam was seconds.
Yes. Adam had 76, 77. I seen you going up. You was on it, but Caleb came in right before you. So
okay. So Caleb Deere
75.
75.
And you see, I didn't put anything there for PB Flathead yet.
Okay, so Caleb Dirks. All right, let's do Flathead. What's Rusty's personal best Flathead?
You had 75 first, Adam?
No, he did not on this. I'm looking right here. He's just being sore. I'd be mad too.
All right, where's the Flathead one start? Trey's got it, 63. Is anybody above Trey? It's hard to see when it's moving that fast. 63 is it.
We're at 64.
I think Trey was the first one with it, so 63 pounds.
So Trey and Caleb, I'll get with you after the show with Doug, and we'll get you these snag sticks, and we'll do another one. We'll still give another one away. I'm gonna make
that came from
tonight.
The Kaskaskia River. I've caught multiple 50s out of that river, and I caught one over 60 so far.
So real quick, I'm just gonna. I don't know if you've ever seen this video, but I'm gonna play this video to show you the video that I fell in the water. And I don't know what this fish weighed either. We didn't weigh it, but
I watched it multiple times. It's on my replay list.
That's not nice.
Oh, he's a big boy. Oh, oh. Get a couple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me get out of the way.
All right, Alex, what you got there?
Got a nice big blue cat. Hit on the head. He was hungry.
Quick.
Fought hard.
He's a 70 plus.
He's big.
Yeah. All right. He's a nice one.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to put him back?
Yeah. You got a few pictures?
I got pictures.
Okay.
Do a little video for you too.
Ready? Woo! I don't know if this is a new PB, but he's big. We don't know what he weighs, but oh well. It's fun.
You're with Steve Douglas, so you'll never gonna know what that weighs.
With
I don't have
Douglas.
scales.
All right, let's get him back.
Yeah.
He's gonna fight hard too.
Oh! Shoot! Oh no! Oh no! Come on down here.
We hope you got that on video.
I did. Look. Paula did the same thing. Oh. You all right?
Yeah.
Pull that ladder down.
Oh shit.
He was. Oh no! Come on. Lucky I got your phone.
I had to get cleaned off for it.
Oh, it's not funny. Yeah, that wasn't funny.
I couldn't get a hold of him.
Nobody caught you though.
You were gone. I would have got your foot like this.
You know, I know it, but that's probably worth the catching that fish anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ready to go?
Go catch another one.
Huh?
Let's catch another one.
Well, I got a heater in here. We'll try.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Tip of the day: try to stay in the boat.
Don't
I thought he had it.
I did too. Yeah, so that so I still think I was pushed, but no, what really happened is when I put that fish in, it bit down on my right hand. And dude, and that's as funny as that was, it was good to have that happen. So because I mean, that happens on the Missouri River, especially if you're by yourself, that can be dangerous.
Yeah,
And
especially
it was rough.
anchored in
That
ground.
was, I mean, it was cold. It was cold. Steve had a heater in his boat, but I had to get naked and wear my rain suit, take all that clothes off. Because, dude, it was right after that. I mean, my adrenaline was still running, but I was freezing after that.
Yeah,
I had my boots on. Luckily, I didn't lose my sunglasses. But yeah.
yeah, that's so there's good things to take from this from a lot of people. I keep a set of overalls in my truck, a set of boots in my truck, and I took that stuff fishing with me whenever it's really cold. So anybody falls out, they can put all that. I'm big enough, you know. I'm big enough to where whatever I wear fits most of the people. So if somebody does go in, we do have something to put on them. Keep a heater, even if you're not going to use it. You never know when something like that happens. I mean, for you, you had your knees straight, you leaned over, so your weight was, not evenly distributed the way it should have been. It doesn't take much to slip out.
No, I think that's the only time I fell in. Everybody keeps acting like I fell in before or more than that, but I'm a little bit more careful now. And I wore my I didn't have my life jacket on. That was an issue.
Yeah,
A lot worse.
There's a lot of things to take from that video. Sometimes it takes a video like that that's you can go back and laugh about later on to remind you to stop being complacent and fear the water like you should. You don't have
100%.
to, and the thing is, a lot of people take the word fear in the wrong direction, and it's respecting, fearing. It's the similar concept. You got to have a minimal amount of fear and a whole lot of respect for something that could take you that quick. So it's just one of them things. Just don't lose respect for the same thing that we do all the time. You get complacent.
No, 100%. But yeah, the glasses, the hat survived. Yeah. And Trey actually, that was the day before me and Seth McAllister picked Steve up and we ran out of gas, and then Trey had to come tow us to the closest gas pump on Wheeler Lake. So
Goodness.
Oh my. Old Crow said Trey just bought a Snag 6 Saturday. Well, now he's gonna have two.
Yeah,
he's gonna have two.
He did. That's right. I forgot he did.
So when we were guessing,
all boats should have two of them.
All boats should have two, Doug. It should be standard 2 Snag sticks in each boat.
Yep.
So somebody, and I can't remember who, but somebody was asking on your rig. So from your hook to your main line, do you run a swivel, like a ball chain swivel in between, and why? So that you want to kind of answer that on your rig. Do you explain that?
I only do that for bumping. The only reason I do that is depending on how you hook. So when you're bumping, you're out in some pretty heavy stuff anyways, and you're going to be dealing with a lot of current that's rolling and doing all these different things. So whenever your weights or your bait's going over and dropping below and doing all this, it's going to be spinning with that little bit of current down there. You want it to be able to freely spin as much as possible. No swivel's perfect, but you want it to, the idea is to get it to spin separately and allow it to free spool essentially, or free spin. So you're not tangling it up with the rest of the line. But I typically only do that for bumping. I don't do it for anchoring.
So even sometimes in current though, you could have.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I come back a lot of times with that. But it depends on the rig. If I'm running a 3-way rig, which I rarely do, you'll get it caught up quite a bit. If I use a sinker slide, I generally don't have too many problems with it getting spun up because the way the sinker slide sits on it. It's usually whenever you have a leader for your weight that you have tangles and stuff like that. So there are times where I use a Mathena rig where I'm using a swivel with a leader line tied to it with a weight on it, and that's my sliding weight rig. And that's what Big Cat, Mathena uses. And so I've used them every now and then, and sometimes those do spool up. So there's use cases for it for anchoring as well. I just don't always do that.
Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. I can't remember who asked that. We just try to answer everybody's question. But that was a good question. Yeah, he said, does everyone use a chain swivel between the main line, swivel, and hook? And what is everyone's thoughts? So, yeah. So not everybody, like I said, again, I've changed rigs, and I keep bringing Dominic and Lance Ludke up, but they have a special rig that they use, like when they anchor, and after fishing with them, I'm starting to use that rig. But as long as you're confident in that rig, confident in how you're fishing, your reels, your line, that's what matters.
Confidence 100%. Whether you're
100%.
crimping like you do or tying like I do, confidence in your knots, confidence in the crimp, your whatever you're using, hooks, all that. Yes, 3-ways usually tangle up. Yes, they do.
So we had somebody text in. Let's see if I can get this shared. It looks like somebody texted in a picture of you, and just want to make sure they're trying to figure out what you were doing. This was captured just recently.
Oh boy.
I honestly can't figure out what you're doing here in this picture. Let's see if anybody can guess.
I've probably got an idea. Well, I don't know. I have no idea which one it is because there's a lot of pictures going around.
Well, this isn't a bad picture. We just don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you doing? Are you looking? It looks like you're looking for rocks or something. Are you picking up rocks with that bucket?
So what it is when the fishing gets bad and the captain you're out fishing with is not putting you on fish, you got to go to your thinking throne. The thinking throne is my bucket. You just carry the baby wipes in case you need to wipe the bad ideas away.
Oh, well, that looks like a rough place to take a bucket.
Yeah, it would be a lot more rough for everybody else if I was thinking around the boat.
Oh my. Let me ask you this. Do you put water in it first?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You get down there, get a little water in it. Sometimes when the thinking is coming real quick, you got to hurry up, but you still make it work.
What's up, Stephanie?
Hey, Stephanie.
Cindy White said crimping was a game changer for her. So Trevor said, I've never crimped connections. I'd like to check it out. So I just, again, back to what you like, what you use, what you trust. The first time I seen crimped, I was making fun of Jake Hockey and Wade Kaminsky. I said, there's no way that's stronger than a knot. And they were actually, Jake was at my house for a tournament. We were talking about it, and we did some testing, hooked the hook to a bucket on a Kubota and just leather gloves and pulling them. And it blew my mind. And after that night, I went to crimps and then did a video how to, and with Wade and Jake, that's where I learned it. And I think a lot of people crimp now. It makes your rig look seamless, like it's almost made at the factory. You don't have that line memory. So maybe here in the next few weeks, we'll do like a crimping. See if I can bring one of them OGs on. Maybe Wade or Jake and kind of show,
New world
how they
famous
crimp.
wave.
There is a lot to crimping. There's the brand of crimps. There's the crimper. You want to make sure that everything lines up from the size crimp to the size line and all that stuff. But it's fast, it's good quality, and it lasts, and that's what I use.
I think it was you or Wade, one of you two, was telling me that it matters too. Say if you're using Andy's Premium and Andy's Monster, there's actually a difference. Even if they say they're similar diameter, there's still a difference whenever you're crimping them.
Yeah, 100%. All in the diameter. And like I said, they used high C's crimps and a Jinko crimper. So I literally bought the exact same stuff they used.
Yeah.
What I still use. So it's all on Amazon. Again, we'll do maybe next week or the week after. Because next week, I am actually going to be at Lake of the Ozarks next Monday. And we will be at Castaway Customs. They're going to be doing some cool stuff, talking about some C-Deck prices that they got going on, some deals for people going to Lake of the Ozarks. If you want to get your boat done, they can turn it in 24 hours, whether you want your front deck, your back deck, the whole boat, your cooler. They do a lot of cool stuff. So next Monday night, I will be at their factory at Lake of the Ozarks, showing the CNC stuff they have, and then answering any questions. They've been a sponsor now for 3 years. And again, a big shout out to Castaway Customs and all the sponsors that have gotten Twisted Cat. Rusty, you've been around a long time, seen a lot of sponsors, and understand sponsors are what make this trail what it is today.
It's grown so much. This trail has grown so much. It's I don't know. I got a lot of faith, and I believe that this trail is the best run trail that I've fished. I know it's the best one I've fished, and I would put it up against any trail in the country.
Yeah, I'd like to fish it sometime.
Yeah, one of these days. Tell Rhett to hurry up and grow up and take it over.
I know. I mean, he's going to be 10. And I don't know if you were fishing back then, but I did fish one Twisted Cat, and it was the championship at Columbia Bottoms, and got 3rd or 4th. That is the same year that Matt Marshall and his wife and Justin Wolf caught the 103.
I don't think I was there for that.
Yeah, that was before you got in, I think, right before you got in.
Yeah, or before I got into the points, into worrying about points, because I never paid attention before.
And now you got to. So Old Crow said he still snells the hook and crimps the rest. Well, Old Crow, you got to go fishing to use that if that's what you do. But hopefully we see you next year a little bit. Oh boy, I'm going to be there this weekend. I'm not sure. I see Facebook user on my side, so whoever's going to be somewhere this weekend, you have to let me know if you're going to be at Lake of the Ozarks.
Oh, that was Donald.
Richard says he's Facebook user.
Yeah, so there's a couple different Facebook users because they're on Facebook. So I've got them both open. I've got Facebook open and the StreamYard. So I've been seeing who's who.
So Richard says he uses the Junk Eye. He might mean Jinko, but I don't know. Junk Eye crimps are top notch, but pricey. I buy in bulk and save money. Gary says, do you crimp braid? I don't know that you can crimp braid. I don't think so. Maybe you can.
I don't think
so Gary, we're just talking about so we go main line braid to our swivel, and then from that swivel down to the hook, and every connection is a crimp. For me, that's 80-pound mono, Andy's mono that I'm crimping, and it's the whole 9 yards if you get technical with the candle going and you light the end of it to ball it up, and then you pull it and crimp it and all that stuff. But when you do it, it looks awesome. It looks factory.
Here's a question for you, Alex. What type of knot do you use for your swivel, your braid to swivel?
Just a rusty knot.
I use what's called a
just
polymer
do-
knot.
And that's what you trust. I mean,
Oh, absolutely. It's the quickest and extremely strong knot.
yeah. Usually it's polymer, and once I tie that, I you never really break that part. So I'll do a polymer to the number 6 Roscoe. So then I have a clip, and then I'll clip to that swivel. So anything on my line breaks. All I got to do is unclip that whole thing, so you don't have to do any tying on the boat.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So do you do polymer just to a swivel, and then if you break off, you retie, or you?
Yeah. So if I have any pre-tied rigs, if they're rolled up on a cork, which is what most people do, I'll just run the polymer on it, and then it's easier to go around it since it's rolled up on a cork or something like that. So I can still run a quick polymer knot. So it's not as quick, probably not as quick as you using a swivel. However, if I get hung up and break off, I tend to cut some of that line back anyways. So I'm cutting the swivel off, cutting the line back, and then retying fresh. I like to have it fresh almost every time I hang up.
Yeah, so I'm usually from mainline braid polymer to a number 6 Roscoe, and then that number 6 Roscoe I'm clipping on a 2-way swivel, and then from that swivel I'm crimping to a ball chain, crimping to that, and then snell to the hook. So
I would probably use a ball chain more often anchoring if I wasn't tying knots, if I was crimping, because it'd be a lot faster. But to tie on one of those and then you cut it again, tie on again, it's kind of a pain. So that's why anchoring, I don't tend to do that.
That when you tie a bunch of mono, and depending on how you pull it, it cuts into your skin.
Yeah,
I mean, that's rough.
Your hands get tore up over time.
Your hands get tore up, and when you're crimping, you besides the snell and your polymer, which you don't tie many polymer knots because it's only got one tie.
Yeah, and it's fairly quick. They're simple. It's crazy how simple and reliable that little knot is.
Yeah.
Caleb had a question there: braid or mono for anchoring? That's a.
I don't know. Yeah, you go ahead and answer. Mine's simple: braid for everything.
That's tricky because low current scenarios, light mono in structure, works great. However, I use 80-pound braid for everything. I've pulled fish over rocks, around trees. I haven't had problems like you hear a lot of people talk about. I think the biggest thing a lot of people out east and down south get lost with us is if you're anchoring in 4-mile-an-hour current, even behind a wing dike on the Mississippi with the back eddy, a 12-ounce weight doesn't sit still. So if you're in heavier current, braid will actually not get pushed or float with the current as much. It's a thinner diameter. I used to use 80-pound mono. When I'd get it hung up, it's almost impossible to break. And then because it's stretching, and then it's almost impossible to get the weight to lay down too, because it's just thicker. And you have that thicker line throughout that entire distance of it hitting the water. Braid's thinner, cuts through the water better, and it lays down with the weight better. So heavy current, 100%, I'd use braid every time. I don't change my reels out, so I'm going to use braid anyways. However, I can see why the guys out east and down south would use mono. That's just what they like. And they can use a smaller diameter and all this other stuff. I just like to use the same thing all the time, 80-pound braid. Just be done with it.
Yeah, and the braids got expensive. I use the Power Pro 80-pound red for $1,000,000, but yeah, it's got expensive. So and real quick, I seen a question about Doug said there's a miniature snag stick for tightening knots in experimental stages. But this is also, I don't know. So Doug he came out with a mini snag stick So for you guys that wear the fanny packs and the cell phones with the OtterBox and clip, like anything you clip, if you're
We
the
better
guy
stop
that
talking
clips,
about Dad like that.
yeah. So Bob, this is perfect for you. If you got the fanny pack and you're into that stuff to clip on your belt, here you go. And then, I mean, you got a snag stick right there ready to rock and roll. So it's on your belt, pull it out, good to go. So
That would be a lot better on the line than me using my pliers or wrapping it on stuff for tightening knots.
100%.
So I want to check that out, Doug, when it comes out.
And you know what? I think fanny packs are on the way back. I've seen a few more. I really have.
Yeah, I don't.
I'd like to see you wear some. I think you're going to be doing the fanny pack thing this year. I'm seeing it.
It's not a purse.
Yeah. So J.R. Bird is asking Demon Dragons and Line Rattle Floats. What do you like best?
Actually, the Dragon Master floats, I've been playing with those lately. They've been working really well. But to be fair, it really doesn't matter to me. It's what the fish like the best. I think out of all 6 rods, we had 6 different setups. We had 1 Demon Dragon, 1 or 2 with the Dragon Master floats, and then we had 1 with sinker slide with no weight or no rattle, and then another one with these new Whisker Seeker rattle deals that I don't know Landon used. I don't know what the heck they are. If you let the fish tell you, if you're going off of your preference for something, you're looking at the wrong thing anyways. You should be looking at what the fish are preferring for that day for what they want, not what you want to use. So you just got to let them tell you.
100%. Even on bait too. You know, a lot of anglers think that sometimes the head is better than a chunk or a fillet, or you know how you're cutting that fillet. So I've seen some anglers they won't let anybody else cut bait on that boat. Yeah.
So you never know. Heck, Dad's tore us up using nothing but shad guts. He'll use the shad gut pouch, and I'll be throwing all these nice back chunks, heads, and everything else, and he is whooping our butts.
Well, we're gonna have Kirk Lucky on here soon because he uses chicken.
Oh boy,
and he really does. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
He made me a believer
enough
where I went and fished against Brian in Louisiana, and I bought chicken. I went to the store to buy chicken, and I caught a few fish on chicken, but yeah.
Dad drug with it in Grenada Lake, which is actually a decent blue cat lake, Grenada, Mississippi. He drug baits down there using flavored chicken, as well as shad and whatnot, and he caught fish with it. I mean, it'll catch fish. Will it outfish live or cut bait every time? No. Will live and cut bait outfish chicken every time? No. You're going to have days where they prefer one thing over the other. I've had days where the sucker was the best thing you could throw out there. I've had days where moon eye is the best thing. You know, if the fish want what they want, you know, you got to give them what they want.
Yeah.
Every day is different. You'll go out and catch 3 90-pounders one day, and you won't catch anything next day until you change everything you have up. Just let them tell you what they want.
Yeah, I want to do that where I catch 3 90-pounders one day.
Oh, Charles, I don't fish the Missouri River enough to mop them up on the Missouri. I'm not really a big Missouri River fisherman. That's a river I got to spend more time on. I'll sure as hell put it down, though.
Yeah, we'll have to. Well, that's a good one. We'll have to do that. Charles, thanks for bringing that up. Charles says, Rusty, do you think you can mop Alex on the Missouri River one-on-one? So
we're gonna go out there and play a little bit anyways, and put them dynasties next to each other and do some stuff anyway. So
yeah, we were actually talking last night. So Rusty's got the new power pole move trolling motor, and I was out with Nate Moore this weekend in the tournament with his Easy Cat, and he's got an Ulterra, and we were fishing some scenarios where, granted, that's a 26-foot sea arc. It's a lot of boat. We had a lot of wind where we were fishing on the Missouri, but I'm just Charles. The trolling motor couldn't keep up with spot locking on that. And I talked to you, and you said that you've had some success. So me and Russ are going to get our dynasties out there, put them by each other, and kind of compare my trolling motor against his trolling motor. See maybe which one can go upriver on the Missouri in the current. We'll do a drone video, both of them sitting next to each other, which one will spot lock the best. Because that's key stuff when you're fishing. I had to throw the anchor this tournament a lot, and it was brutal in that current throwing the anchor. So if you could have just spot locked, and
that's all we do is spot lock.
It would have saved us a ton of time fishing too.
Yeah. So that Missouri River catfish tournament, November 4th, outside of Klondike, I was spot locked right in the middle of the river there.
Yeah. We tried to spot lock, and it just kind of kept moving us down and down and down. So,
yeah.
We'll do some cool stuff like that, some comparison videos, and see how sweet that power pole move is. The trolling motor on the front of Rusty's boat is truly impressive. So Jeff Woolsey says, Rusty, what's your home waters?
Technically my home waters, the Kaskaskia River up north, and from the Kaskaskia River up north. I didn't grow up fishing for blue cats. I grew up fishing flathead and channel cat. So I've been chasing blue cats since 2015, but I didn't really get into it until 2017. That's when I started, and then it just continued the upward motion since. But right now I'm in St. Louis area. I do fish south of St. Louis more than I fish St. Louis, but that's because of boat storage. I store my boat down in St. Genevieve, about an hour south of St. Louis, and that's why that's my preferred water. It's kind of tough to say my home waters, but right now my home would be the St. Louis and south.
So you didn't get to fish Muscatine. You did come up here north a few. You fished Fishing for Freedom. That's another event that you've been a part of, and anybody watching that wants to be a part of a really fun event that's giving back. Tell us your thoughts on that.
It's to a point to where I'm actually setting my boat up with in reference to older fishermen. So what it is I had Colton set me up with a secondary base for my multi-bars, so I could bring my multi-bars up and mount a second location, so the Vietnam vets we've been taking out don't actually have to get up on the back of the boat. I've also got two rod holders that go on the side of the boat as well, so my guys can fish without getting up on the back or doing anything else. That way it's going to be easier for them. So I keep Fish for Freedom in my forethought with a lot of the things that I've been doing with that boat. So, and it's going to be absolutely comfortable for them, the ride, everything. Like I said, I'm a retired Marine, and I've choked up quite a few times during the ceremonies and stuff for that tournament. It's tough. I'm an emotional baby whenever I get around stuff like that. It brings back a lot of stuff, But it's a great, well-run.
Yeah. Nate Moore is actually the president. I've been on the board for the last several years, and just the amount of time that goes into that event, the amount of people that help. It's a one weekend event, but there's so many things that go on to make that event happen. From fundraisers, there's people that spend their hobby is fundraising for Fishing for Freedom. And I think until you do that event, you know, what I'll do at the end of this video, at the end of our live, I will play this past year's video that Brandon Martin did for Fishing for Freedom. And it gives you an idea of some stories of, you know, saving lives, you know, giving some people something to look forward to each year, helping them, making friendships. You know what I mean? I've got friends that I've created through Fishing for Freedom and stay in touch with. So Nate Bardo, actually, I took out last year, and now he's fishing Twisted Cat. You know, he got all amped up, and it's just, there's so many friendships, and you get to see a lot of things, and it's a very emotional thing. And this video, if the video doesn't make you choke up, I don't know if you're alive. You know what I mean? It's you're not truly living if that video doesn't make you choke up. And I'll play that at the end of this live. But we really want to see. I think we're averaging around 200 boats, 300 veterans. So if you have any questions at all, ask Rusty. He's been to it. Feel free to message me.
I think 5 years now.
Yeah. So, I mean, if there's any questions you have, reach out to us. But it's a great event. It's the first weekend. It's always the first weekend of June. And again, it's not about what boats you have, how good a fisherman. I mean, it's not even about catching fish, is it? Like that's one part.
We don't catch fish every year. The fishing is not good.
And June, the beginning of June is not great fishing, but it's not at all about the fishing. I mean, I 2 years I went out, and 1 year I had two guys that didn't know each other, and I'll never forget it. I went to Mark Twain Lake. I had to run the Wayne at Mark Twain Lake that year. These two guys are from different parts of the country. They ended up almost serving the same time in the same area, and they both sat in the back seats, and we were dragging baits, and I think we caught one fish, but that was like the day. Like, they're friends now. So like putting that together and making those memories and giving back is something that's awesome. So I hope we can continue to grow Fishing for Freedom. It's great. It really is.
Yeah, it's probably the most looked forward to tournament, or it's not even a tournament, it's an event. And because you can't look at it as a tournament, because there's nothing about it is geared around the tournament. It's Friday, you get together, you meet with your veterans. So the way that Dad and I do it, Dad signs up as a boater, or as the boater. I sign up as the warrior. And then I talk to them beforehand every year, tell them that we're going to take a couple veterans with us, that I'm basically a deckhand for my dad. He enjoys doing it. He doesn't want to do it without me. I mean, we just go out and have a good time. Dad really enjoys it because he was there for my graduation. He was there for my retirement. So he saw my career, and then he gets to see this event and gets to see other aspects, other, people with their stories and stuff like that. And he just loves everything about the entire, everything about it, really. So it's just Friday night, you get to meet with your veterans. Saturday morning, you get to take them out, spend a little time with them. And then they have the ceremony Saturday. Sunday morning, you have the actual, the tournament. And then after that, it's the parades. If you do Mark Twain or one of the outskirt areas, the towns get together and have it's like a parade going through whenever you're, it's everything about it is just a beautiful event.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully everybody gets to be a part of that this year. Uncle Lou says thank you for your service. So yeah. Hopefully, and like I said, this week we're gonna have a flyer, and it's gonna have all the events that Twisted Cat Outdoors and myself will be a part of, from all of the Twisted Cat tournaments, the 12 events that we're having, Fishing for Freedom, the Sea Arc Owners events, the youth rodeo stuff that we do. So I was looking, because you can't see, I got a calendar on the wall, like these big, each month has a giant calendar. And it's like,
I need to get organized like you.
I'm gonna be busy. So yeah, there's a lot of events, but I'm gonna make one big flyer that you can print out and I'll give out, and it has all the dates, the locations, from everything that we're a part of, and Fishing for Freedom will be on that too. So we'll have that. So this driving the parade will put chills to your bones on the support small towns have for the event, and that's 110%. I go through from the Hamilton weigh-in. So from Hamilton, Illinois, on the Mississippi River down to Quincy, we go through 3 or 4 small towns, and in Ursa, one of the last towns, there's an older gentleman out right on Main Street, and I think he's a Marine, and he is saluting the entire time, and he is on the street, and that is awesome. It really is. Donald said, make sure my wife gets the calendar. So I think Donald actually dressed up as Santa this weekend. I missed the invite on that, but I'd love to see Donald as Santa.
Boy.
Guess what? Charles Blair was an elf. Believe it or not. I'm trying to get picture proof. Donald is Santa Claus and Charlie Blair is an elf. We'll get proof. We'll get it. That's probably why they didn't invite me. They didn't want picture proof.
Yeah. I can see that.
So how's Pops doing?
He's doing good. He's down south fishing this year. Down south's a little rough. A lot of the lakes are so low. The fish are kind of it's kind of hard to get to in a lot of places. A lot of unusable ramps in a lot of these lakes. He's on the coast right now in Louisiana, fishing for speckled trout and whatnot. But again, the weather's messed up. It needs to be a little bit colder to bring the fish in. So he's out fishing. He can't really complain much.
No, I tell you what, I don't know how. I think that's a vacation from fishing with you and Bird. I don't know how he does it. I have no clue. Every time I see him, I shake his hand and I say, good luck. And he's like, I'm going to need it. And that's why.
Yeah, he needs it. Yeah, he's you can't get mad around us. Paul makes sure he keeps him in line.
Oh my.
Yeah.
You guys could literally, if I could say there's one team in the Twisted Cat Outdoors Trail that could have a reality show, it'd be you guys. I mean, I'm talking all in. I mean, some of the
it'd
stuff
have
probably
to be HBO or Showtime or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't be on network TV for sure.
It's not a network TV. No. And
No.
you be very specific when you ask for something. If you want a video of a pole dancing, you make sure you specify that you want a fishing rod bouncing because of a fish in the water.
Yeah.
Be specific.
But we can't share that. I don't see any comments from Scott Linton. I don't know if he's on here. Or Trace or JR said you don't think we could be on the PBS channel. And Trace said it would not meet community standards. Yeah, they'd be worse than what was that show back in my heyday? It was on MTV, the Jersey Shore. You guys be like the Jersey Shore of fishing.
Oh, those guys are soft. That's soft.
You'd be kind of comparable to the Situation. We need to get you all nicknames. The Situation.
I'm not. Well, I don't know. Dad's a hot-headed one, so. Yeah.
Dad'd be Polly.
See, Sean said. Yeah, Sean said be very specific.
Bird said closer to Beavis and Butthead.
He ain't wrong. About the same
IQ. I'm surprised Sean's watching tonight because he's like me, man. He's always in the garage tinkering on boat stuff. Like he's got something again for apart working on.
Yeah, I need to take one of them project boats up to him.
Yeah. William Ash is saying, what did you name the new boat?
Oh, I don't know.
Can you not say on this show?
No, it's not that. I just
kidding me.
No, I've been throwing a couple things around. I got a couple ideas, but I ain't gonna let it out until I actually settle in on it. It'll
how about this? Let's I'm gonna share a picture of your boat, and then we're gonna let the audience just come up with some ideas, maybe help you think of a name, because I can't even imagine what some of the names that you're probably going through are probably not great. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think some of them, you know.
So let's here's a picture of Rusty's boat. It's a new Sea Arc Dynasty 2.0. And what's kind of the accents that you're doing on it?
So I've got purple. So this is a what they call smoked quartz gray. It's got a light gray interior. And what I'm going off of basically is, if you look where the Dynasty vinyl is on the side, it's got this grayish tint, but in the light, it's got a purplish glint to it because of the sunlight. That gave me the idea to put purple on it, and that's kind of the direction I've been going. So I've been doing the purple accents, and I'm not done yet.
So if you're watching, shoot, let's see some of the names that you think, because Will Ash, and this could be a problem, Rusty. He's saying you can't catch fish if you don't have a name for that boat.
Well, that might be my issue right now. Oh boy, Paul.
So if you got a name, get it out there, because Rusty needs some help naming his boat.
It does look like a battleship, though. If you actually look at a battleship, a destroyer, the similar styles and stuff. It's not, Jesus.
It's a beast, man. I like the color combo.
Yeah, it's and I've got more to it because I'm adding more to the front, the sonar mount and so on and so forth, live scope for getting bait, stuff like that. So a little rusty. Nathan, what's up, Nate?
She-Mail 2.0. I was waiting for Bird.
Yeah,
I was waiting.
Good old Paul. Purple Haze is good. Snatch Cat.
Doug, so how long did it take to 3D print this giant snag stick?
I think everybody needs to know this. That's ridiculous.
This thing is giant. We could do like some cool like tug of wars if he makes another one.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you look, you know, some of us heavier fellas, all we got to do is hold on to it and fall back.
Oh, like that.
Yeah.
I wonder how that looked on screen. The Krusty Krab. 4 days. Hey, it's still in one piece. It's solid. Will this one float? Will that float? That big one?
We can try it. Go throw it off the bridge.
I can already picture a bird floating down the river with it.
Oh, don't.
That's for when the anchor. Oh my! Tom nailed it. Old Crow. That should be.
Ooh.
That's when the anchor won't come up. That's the snag stick for the anchor rope.
Just need a couple handles that drop down on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Double as a life preserver.
I'd hate to get hit with it when I fell in the water.
So yeah, and make sure, Trey, you reach out to Doug or Old Crow, and Caleb Dierks reach out. You both won one of these, and we need to give one more away tonight. I need to ask a good question. Alex, you took the words right out of my mouth. Oh, that means he wants to float down with the snag stick, the giant snag stick. Bird, the sad thing is that I'm picturing it, and it's
Yeah, he'll buy a
I
Speedo to
I
match.
don't know that I'm going to be able to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
How about Old Crow? Why don't you ask us a question on chat for the next giveaway? Give us an Old Crow question for the next giveaway. So that'll be 3 total snag sticks. That's what you need to get this for your. I don't know how you store your snag stick. Granted,
Yeah.
Pops is already going to have this, and you're kind of a fanny pack type of guy, right? So I mean, you both just need the fanny pack.
Yeah, I'm definitely fading. It's a satchel.
Satchel with. I mean, this is a nice belt clip here. I mean, this is. That's what I'm talking about right there.
That actually is nice.
You know
But the
what
problem
though?
is,
Hey, whose color is this? Think.
oh yeah, that's Charles.
Charles Blair. So Doug already made it. And you know what's cool about this one? It'll flip on you too.
You
So
give
Charles
Charles
is
too many
ready
things
to
to
go.
play with.
So Charles Blair. Charles is kind of that fanny pack, don't you think?
I can see that. I can see that.
So Doug, are you going to
I
ask us a question for the 3rd giveaway? So what else, Rusty, do you got going on? So you got a new boat, you got a new CR Dynasty 2.0. You're ready for the 2024 season. You had a rough tournament this past weekend, but now you're kind of ready, right? Are you going to fish? What's your first tournament this year?
I was going to fish the Lake of the Ozarks tournament. I'm not sure if we're going to make it. My oldest daughter is coming out, so I don't know that I'm going to make it because they're going to be leaving a little bit like right before that tournament. So I may not fish until your February, March tournament. So we'll see. I mean, things could happen. I might last minute, but we'll see.
You might show up and give Blair and Moore a scare.
Oh yeah. If I show up, it's going to be wide open the whole time, just running all over and chasing down Blair in that slow 240.
Yeah, depending on who Blair has in a boat, if nobody's in the boat, he's going to be cruising. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, I've got to look at the layout again. I got to see what all tournaments you've got going on. There's a couple other tournaments I want to look into. I do have other questions about tournament trails and some other tournament things. I do see that there are certain tournament trails that are still holding 5 fish weigh-ins with no. They don't have any slot limits, but they still have 5 fish, and a lot of these live wells aren't equipped for them. There's certain things I think that we're going the right direction. I think some of them need to catch up, but there are some that I do want to get into and check out this year.
We're excited to have you at the owners tournaments. Rusty, you better pack a lunch for Lake of the Ozarks. Charles said, "Keep talking smack, Alex. You want take me on, and you know it. I do want to take you on, and you know it, 100%. 100%. Did you just name Blair's boat Slow 40?
So slow 40. I still need to get
Doug,
Donald in the boat with me one of these days so I can catch fish like Blair does.
Yeah, that's true. I think you're going to start seeing, Blair's the only one that can catch fish. You know what I mean? Old Crow says, in what year was the snag stick invented? Donna Moore wins. That was quick. Donna Moore, 2019.
Oh, dang, that was quick.
That was real quick. He said, all you have to do is invite me, Rusty.
Yeah, I'll get a hold of you. I probably won't get him back on the water until January, to be honest. I've got a lot of family stuff going on. So January probably won't be, it'll probably be January before I get back on the water if I don't fish Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah.
So
if you've seen, did you see what me and Brian did? We did the 1-on-1 challenge.
Yep.
So I'm actually going to leave next Thursday, and Brian is going to fish against Mike Mitchell down in Natchez, Mississippi. So what do you think the outcome of that tournament will be?
Oh, that depends. Who gets more time on the water and who's got more connections to tell them where the fish are.
So here's how that works. And everybody that's watching right now, go ahead and comment. Let's see what you just put. Mitchell dash their weight, and then St. Alma his weight. But do you think Brian or Mike is going to win? And how that's going to work is Friday, they get to go out and pre-fish all day till 5.
So no info till Friday.
No, they can't even be there. Everybody's arriving Thursday night.
Ooh, okay. Ooh.
And then Saturday morning, this is where it gets interesting. Saturday morning, I'll be out with Mike. Mike will be fishing out of my boat. St. Alma 108 pounds. But how it works is 7 to 8. There's no live feed. It's live, but it's not actually on.
Right.
Every fish you catch from 7 to 8 goes in the live well. And then from 8 to 2, it's every fish counts. You weigh them over 5 pounds, put them back. So and on the Red River, I had 167 pounds, and Brian beat me by like 175 pounds. So way up there. But we got close. But I ended up beating Brian by like 15 pounds in the regular tournament. But then he had those mystery fish that caught up and beat me. So what do you think it's going to be, Rusty? And then everybody else that's in, what's your guess?
On the Mississippi?
On the Mississippi River in Natchez, Mississippi. Glenn Thomas will be doing the main feed, but it's the ACA one, as Rhett calls it, my 9-year-old, everything is 1v1. So he always wants to 1v1 me in basketball, but this is the 1v1 Mike Mitchell, I guess the East, to Brian, the West. Meeting up in Natchez 101. I'm going to say it's tough. Mitchell 217.
I think the weight's a little low because you're counting. There's not like a 3 fish. It's every fish over 5 pounds.
Every fish over 5 pounds. So from 7 to 2, but then from 7 to 8, all those fish go in your live well, and you weigh them after the event. So give me so Mitchell 217, and there also will be a Calcutta. I'm gonna. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's not your regular tournament where it's big fish. I mean, you might go out there and catch a ton of small fish and add up. You know what I mean?
And that's next weekend?
No, it's the December 22nd.
Oh, right before Christmas.
No, December 23rd. Saturday, December 23rd.
I'm going to say, I like Brian, but I might give it to Mike at 450 pounds.
Oh, my. I'm glad.
The fishing, if the weather drops and then fish go behind them dikes, it's easy to catch 40 fish in a day. It's easy. I know that's shooting high, but it could be one of them to where the weather doesn't drop and the fish aren't where they should be.
You know, I got to think about it. I'm gonna wait a day. I'm gonna wait till I see some of the smack talk.
Because this is from 7 o'clock till 2 o'clock, right?
7 to 2, they get 1 day on the water. That's it.
If the weather turns in their favor, the weights should be over 400 pounds.
And you thinking Mike Mitchell?
I think Mitchell might edge out Brian. I like Brian, but Mitchell might edge out Brian. He's definitely a river. Yeah. I would say if the weather turns, it could be a 450-pound weigh-in since there's no limit on how many fish you're using for that. I've had
What
days
if it was?
on the river like that. So
What if it was me and you on the Missouri River, December 23rd? Where would you go?
probably
Like
I might
Nagy
catch
280?
like 2 fish. You might catch 3. You've always beat me by about 4 or 5 pounds. So we might have about a 30-pound weigh-in. It depends. I mean, it really depends. The Missouri River's tough because certain stretches turn on. You'll have a 5-mile stretch that's just absolutely dominating, and then you won't find fish for another 20, 30 miles. So you might have to put some miles in to go find them. Once you find them, you're absolutely on them. So you can have a 300 or 400-pound day, or you could have a day like they just did last weekend or yesterday, where some people only catch 30 pounds, other people catch 60 pounds. But and a lot of people, that's all they caught was a few fish. Some people caught a lot of fish.
Yeah.
So it's hit or miss, and it's really by sections.
I think one-on-one 1v1 would be cool on Lake of the Ozarks too.
That'd be interesting. I've not done very good on that lake, and I need to get out there and spend a little more time on it.
What's your thoughts? What about joining us this year on some of the tournaments on our Live on the Water in the mornings?
I can do that. I might have to make room on the boat for one of them Starlink things.
Well, some of the events, I'll be loaning my Starlink out so some boats can have it. And
yeah, I do plan on getting, because I do like the live stream and whatnot. So I do plan on getting a few different things to test out for live streaming and whatnot. Mobile hotspots with Wii Boosts, and I'm going to try a couple different things this year because I do like the live stream. I do have my own YouTube channel, TikTok, and whatnot. And I do plan on actually getting back into it.
Yeah, I love your videos, man. Tell everybody what your channels are so they can follow.
So the channels are River Rat Catfishing on all platforms. I own River Rat Catfishing for Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, basically any social media platform that I could think of at the time whenever I made it. I own River Rat Catfishing. I just posted a YouTube video on the if anybody's getting a boat, buying a boat, want to upgrade their boat, whatever the case is, they're looking at getting the power pole move trolling motor, whether it be the Pivot or the ZR. There's things you need to look into before you buy one that will add cost to the trolling motor. So I did make a video for the power pole move Pivot, the PV, and I just produced a video for that. And it covers some of the things that you probably didn't think about before you looked into it. And I bought it and ended up having to buy other things for it because I didn't know it. So,
but I mean, it's awesome. I mean, just from what I've seen when we were out at that one event in November.
Yeah, it's definitely. We did use it for bumping, and it performed. Yeah, I need to get it on the water a little bit more, and I do think quite a few people, yourself, Donald, Doug, Charles, quite a few different people. I think they should get out on my boat and just take my boat out bumping for the day and see what they think about it. It's going to be different. Yeah. So, and the difference too is there's no display on the screen. However, there's wireless displays that I have throughout the boat. I'm going to add another one on the back of the boat as well. So you'll be able to see the display anywhere. Power Pole has a Sea Monster adapter for the NEMA connection for both Garmin and Lowrance, to where you can control your trolling motor, your Power Pole anchors, and your Power Pole charging a battery charger. You can control all three of those with your Lowrance or Garmin units through that Sea Monster connection. So there's a lot of different things you can do.
Yeah. Well, I'm cool. If you guys want to watch videos, guys and gals, on anything Rusty has, check it out. And man, I appreciate you being on the show tonight. It's been fun. We do got to get out on the water soon.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And Donald, I will get a hold of you. We will get out.
Donald Moore, yeah.
Total weight's over 400. Oh, that's total weight.
Total weight. Yeah, you're saying total weight for one of the anglers, Glenn, I'm assuming. Big shout out to Glenn Thomas also with the ACA on helping put that together. And I don't know if you, Rusty, ever got a chance to talk to Glenn, but Glenn helps with a lot of things. You know what I mean? A lot of people rag him, but I appreciate, Glenn helping with the, I've been wanting to do some of this stuff, the live on the water, the 1v1 challenge, and it's a lot to put together. And, for him to sit in a chair for 4 hours doing it was probably not fun. And he's going to do it again. So I'm excited to go down to Natchez the 23rd of December. And I'll be live on my boat with Mike Mitchell versus Brian. So Brian versus Mitchell. JT is going to get a new 2.0 one of these days, he said. So I think I seen your boat, JT. So yeah,
you'll never want
your boat still for sale, JT? I think JT's boat was, I don't know if he sold it or not. He's got a ProCat 240 that JT is going to be tough in 2024.
He's putting in some work this year,
man.
Yeah,
he had a heck of a year. I'm really excited, running the trail, watching a lot of these anglers, grow and become great anglers and fishing against each other and being competitive. JT's definitely one of them. And JT's got a great boat for sale, ProCat 240. If you're looking for a used, I'm talking like barely used, like a year or two old, CR ProCat 240. He's got one for sale. Reach out to JT. Be a good buy.
So
JT said, ready for the tournament.
Yeah, Charles, once the warranty gets closer to being out, we'll look into that. But no, I'm glad I went with the 2.0. I looked in 240s. I've been in 200, 240 Easy Cat, the old Dynasty. Everything about every one of them boats that I wanted different, that I wanted changed, is what they did with the 2.0. So everything I saw that I would have wanted to change, they did with the 2.0. Is there an absolutely perfect boat 100%? No, but it is about 90 to 95% of what I wanted. So it's definitely a really nice boat. And like Trey just said, he's got the original Dynasty. The 2.0 is an upgrade. It sits higher in the water. The water's not going to come over the back. I've taken barge wake right now on anchor in New Madrid, down by the barges. We had a barge running up hard on the river, and a ton of barge weight came at the back of the boat. Never even looked at, not even trying to come over the back of the boat. I mean, it just, the way it sits in the water is just ridiculous.
Yeah, good riding, good driving boat, fun to fish out of, just a beast of a boat, and you look good in it. You just got to get a name that's going to help you catch fish, as Will Ash says.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll have to get with you, Charles. Sounds interesting.
Well, hey, I appreciate you being on the show. I'm going to play this video. You can stick on for a minute, but everybody, thanks again for watching tonight. Our Monday night live here on Twisted Cat Outdoors. Next week is going to be another good one, but we'll be at Lake of the Ozarks with Castaway Customs, talking about SeaDeck. Any questions you have on SeaDeck from different layers and colors, and if you get blood on it, how to clean it. So pretty cool stuff. They're going to be running some specials for the Lake of the Ozarks tournament. If you go down a couple days before or the day of and you want to get something SeaDecked, you can literally show up. They'll scan your boat and have it done. They'll have it scanned, CNC'd, and installed within 24 hours. So that'd be kind of cool. That's going to be your time to do it. Again, they're a big sponsor. And again, a huge thanks to all the sponsors that we had in 2023. You see some of the premier sponsors on the bottom here. And again, thanks, Doug, tonight for doing the snag stick giveaway. We gave 3 of these bad boys away. If you ever get snagged up, these are a must-have on your boat. Thanks, Doug. And again, Rusty, thanks for being on. This Monday night show. I'll tell you what, this is tough to do a Monday night show every single week. You know, sometimes I miss one here or there if I'm traveling. I try to do it when I travel the best I can, but the goal that we bring value to people that are watching, from, you know, what reels we're using, what line, how to catch fish, catch more fish, talk about boats, fishing, and have fun. And it's not always about catching fish. And we're going to play a video when we finally get done jabbering. And it's a video. Please stay on and watch it. It's a 6-minute video, but I promise you, it'll make you choke up. It's something I'm asking you to be a part of, Fishing for Freedom. It's been going on over 10 years. This is the last June. This is just a recap of our Fishing for Freedom event. And like I said, just listen to it, watch it. It's a very well put together. The same guy that does all the Twisted Cat videos, Brandon Martin, put this video together. So if you've watched any of those videos, you know how good they are. This one is exceptional and it hits home. It's a great video. So again, thanks so much. The sponsors, 2023 is almost over. We can't wait. We got to talk about sponsorship for 2024. We've got some new sponsors coming on board. But watch this video. I'll see you next Monday. And make sure you sign up for Lake of the Ozarks. It's going to be here in a few weeks. And make sure you get those points. And Rusty, again, thanks for being on. So let's get this video playing. And everybody have a great rest of your week.
Fishing for Freedom may have actually saved my life. It's kind of choke up about it. It's absolute truth. You know, it's.
And when you get on a gentleman's boat, you become family.
It's got me a hometown now. I have a new home in Quincy.
Sounds like a good day on life. Well, good. Did you have fun? Be back again? Fishing for Freedom.
The program that they do for the veterans here is above. It's just outstanding. From the World War II veteran to the Vietnam and to the Iraq, it is very outstanding. And as the young lady said, it is all about family. Family is number one. And when you get on a gentleman's boat, you become family. And the program is generated just for family.
My name is Louis Deemers. I'm from Quincy, born here, raised. Went World War II. I've met a real good friend. He's taken me fishing 4 times now, and this will be the 5th coming up. And we're looking forward to catching that big one like everybody else, you know. I think it's a great organization. It amazes me Quincy pulled off something like this. This is really, it's big time.
So Lou and I met 2018 here at Fishing for Freedom. Took him out fishing. 94 years old. He crawled in and out of the boat better really than I did, and I hate to say that, but he caught the biggest fish, outfished me, and we've been fishing together ever since that year. So it's I don't think Lou really understands how much of an honor it is for me to take him out every year. So.
We have the banquet where we honor the warriors, and then we thank them for their service, give them a great meal.
We're going to have a banquet. We're going to take them out in the river. They're going to fish, and you're going to have a friendship for life. And that's what we ended up doing. And it's been growing exponentially for the last 13 years. It's up to, I think we have 300 soldiers this year, which is quite a feat for all the volunteers here that are participating.
Good day on life. Well, good. Did you have fun? Be back again?
This means a lot to me because it's got me a hometown now. I have a new home in Quincy. They helped me with getting an actual physical home. I went through some rough times a few years ago, and the people that I've met through Fishing for Freedom somehow got me a house to live in. So I'm really grateful for Adam, Kyle, Glenn Sanders, Bob Haverman. I mean, everybody that is, they really are family to me. And it's, blood thicker than water, all that. These people are absolute family for me and my other family, my real family.
About 8 years ago, I got a chance to go to Fishing for Freedom. I didn't really know what it was, but I got a chance to go. I was so broke, believe it or not, that I took a train. Okay. And a local guy fishes catfish, Buddy Weisenberger, actually picked me up from the train station. Okay, that's how broke I was, and didn't have a car that was working to get here or nothing. And Fishing for Freedom paid for the hotel, all that. I got all my free stuff. First fishing pole in years since I was a kid, and first fishing tournament ever that I was ever a part of. And I'll be darned, we won the whole thing. Long and short of things, here it is years later. I'm celebrating 5 years clean and sober next month, okay, which is just mind-boggling. I took my own car here with my own boat and took a veteran out myself now, which is just amazing. It's to be able to do that and to see it from the other side of things with the people on the side of the road with the flags and motorcycles. It's just absolutely just amazing event. Married, live in South Carolina, drove 1,000 miles to get here and hoping I can do it every year.
I've been doing this. This is my 3rd year with Lewis Jordan. Amazing event for all the warriors to get out and experience camaraderie, having fun, and your boater becomes like family, and you get to go fish with them even outside of this. My boater, Lewis Jordan, we go over to his home lake and go fishing, and also go camping with him other times throughout the year.
I've been to Fishing for Freedom every year. I've watched it grow from starting out with 60 warriors to about 300. I come every year just to, be able to fish, meet people, and show the appreciation from the community and all the hard work and efforts that everybody puts together for it.
Look forward to it every single year. It's nice to give back to some of the veterans, and plus I love to fish, so it's always a good time. These guys do a great job putting this together.
One thing positive can lead to 2, can lead to 3, can lead to a complete turnaround of your life. And God willing, we can all come together. I really got to thank them for everything. Appreciate it.
Hope you had a good time out there today on fishing. Thank you for coming.